two beautiful, young, rich friends. What makes one poison the other?
Kalau dia tidak bersalah, silakan bebaskan dia. Saya juga tidak mau menjadi dosa kalau saya membebaskan orang yang bersalah.
Saya yakini dia tidak bersalah gitu. Harus saya buktikan kebenarannya gitu.
Are you sure Jessica kill Mirna? 1,000,000% guilty. He is the killer.
Saya katakan tidak ada pembenaran atas alasan apapun. Orang boleh menghilangkan orang.
Mereka menembak rakyat, tapi kemudian bersembunyi di balik ketek kekuasaan.
Hello everyone, my name is Cheryl.
My name is Dimas. My name is M. Albaki.
And we are from Grupor.
Fair Justisia Ruat Kailum, meaning justice must be served to the sky may fall. Hello everyone, my name is Cheryl from Faculty of Law class of 2024. We'll delve into a criminal case that show law enforcement in Indonesia is still lacking in fulfilling their duties. Our discussion is from my essay titled Justice Dilemma in Indonesia, the controversial legal processes of the Cyanide Coffee and Munir murder cases. Among the many premeditated murder cases in Indonesia, there are two cases that went viral and stolen public attention. Some of them, they are Jessica Wongso, who was accused poisoning her best friend with cyanide coffee in 2016, filled with evidence that was not strong enough, but still ended with a guilty verdict. Also, Munir murder case, a prominent human rights activist was poisoned with orange juice arsenic, shows how the perpetrator was strongly suspected to be involved, including high-ranking state officer. They can escape legal consequence. Looking at the boot case, there are significant irregularity in the search evidence, investigation, and court process. From Cyanide Coffee case reviewing from ABC News in 2016, the main evidence from CCTV footage, which is a circumstantial evidence, doesn't even clearly show any criminal action by Jessica. Hayden and Haku, in their journal that critique and analyze the Netflix documentary in 2023 titled Ice Cold Murder Coffee and Jessica Wongso, caused a stir on social media such as Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram due to its highlighting of alleged involvement by some parties, including allegations against Mirna Salihin's father. Also, the movie is present new evidence that spark hope among the public for the case to be reopened in search of true justice for Jessica. Furthermore, Rahmanda and Nur Hadi in a Tempo News article in 2024 delved the irregularity of Munir murder case were no less shocking. First, the important evidence from the fact-finding team weren't included in the indictment by prosecutor. 2. The evidence of communication between Polikarpus, a Garuda pilot, and Moody, a high-ranking intelligence officer, before and after Munir murder was totally ignored. Third, the crucial key testimony of Raymond Latui Hamalo or Ongen was suddenly withdrawn as he retracted his statement in court. So this is strengthened public suspicion that the investigation process was deliberately weakened, and there are efforts from certain parties, including state apparatus such as BIN, to cover up the real fact. These two cases have sparked public opinion that questioning the integrity of the investigation process and the transparency of law enforcement. Now, it is clear that justice in Indonesia is far from ideal. As you can see, Indonesia has two legal bases. The KUHP regulates criminal offenses. The KUHP regulates procedures up to trial. The KUHP is designed to deter criminal effects, so the similar crimes cannot occur in the future. But however, in practice, it shows a different reality where premeditated murder cases in Indonesia are often resolved, but not provide true justice for some parts. Like premeditated murder case using poison, that is Munir murder case in 204 led to similar case like Cyanide Coffee in 2016. According to Fariski and his colleagues in the journal Teka-teki Kejanggalan dalam kasus pidana pembunuhan kopi cyanida, this can happen because law enforcement in Indonesia is often affected by political and economic pressure. So there is no comment is public trust issue to law enforcement and the judicial system. Now, from both cases, we can conclude that the Indonesian legal system is still weak, proven by the poor management of evidence, flawed investigation processes, interference from certain parties, and the abuse of judicial process by a few individuals. Also, the KUHP effectiveness is highly dependent on the integrity and professionalism of law enforcement. If the law continues to be applied inconsistently, no transparency, not fairly, then the hopes for justice will be in vain. So, there needs an in-depth evaluation of our judicial system so that the law is truly upheld without external intervention and regardless of status or power, we are all treated equally before the law. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is M. Albarki. Today, we are diving into a heated topic that has sparked public debate across Indonesia. Jessica Kumala Wongso, confident of premeditated murder in the tragedy death of Wayan Mirna Salihin, was sentenced to 20 years prison. However, she has recently been granted conditional release based on good behavior and only 8 years in prison. This decision, endorsed by the Ministry of Law and Human Rights. Therefore, the topic I would like to discuss is assessing the justice of conditional release for Jessica Kumala Wongso amidst a 20 years prison sentence according to the Supreme Court's sentencing ruling. The conditional release of convicted criminals often spark critical debate about the delicate balance between justice, fairness, and rehabilitation. It's safeguarding public safety and social truth. Now, here's the question everyone is asking: is decision is fair? Critics argue that granting a release for a severe crime like premeditated murder undermines the essence of justice. Will Jessica good behavior in prison my suggestion reform? Many believe that the gravity of her crime demand that she suffer the full sentence. This concrete is not just about one individual, but also about the mass innocent. Does this set the gross precedent for leniency in future charges involving serious offenses? Granting a release based on good behavior alone may inadvertently diminish the perceived gravity of severe criminal like murder. It sends the message that such sentence can be shortened merely by conforming to present regulation, regardless of the irreparable harm caused by the crime. So, where do we draw the line between rehabilitation and justice for victims? How do we ensure public trust in the criminal justice system? These are questions we must address as we reflect on the balance between fairness, accountability, and social safety.
Hello everyone, my name is Dimas Hafiz Albistafa. Here I will present my argument about Shanita Coffee case. Jessica Wongso is in Moroccan and Minar's father is under public suspicion. In 2023, a Netflix documentary called Escort discussed about the phenomenon Shanita Coffee case, where Jessica Wongso is accused of murdering Wayan Mirna by putting cyanide of the cyanide in her coffee, resulting the death of Mirna and imprisonment of Jessica Wongso. After the documentary went viral, many new public opinions emerged regarding involvement in this case. And then the death of Wayan Mirna Salihin cyanide in the cyanide coffee case raised suspicion about the involvement her father is Edi Dermawan Salihin. His direct accusation against Jessica Wongso made even before a thorough investigation has been considered hasty and premature. Several irregularities in this case, such as in the refusal to perform and complete autopsy and illegalization of evidence manipulation, have further fueled jobs. Forensic and netizen also highlight possible bribery of witnesses and experts, which claims that certain parties we pressured into supporting specific narrative. One example of inconsistency is the coffee sample presented during the trial, which appeared intact despite initial reports that it had already been partially consumed. Such irregularities combined with the alleged influence exerted by Mirna's father have led to Darmawan may have had a more significant professionally thought. These jobs demand reinvestigation, uncover the truth, and ensure a fair legal process.